Hey, Sophia. I'm glad that you went to that presentation, and that we're at least open to hearing, um, you know, radically different ideas and opinions than your own. Um, but I think you've drawn this connection between unintelligence and religious practice that I don't think is fair. Because just because someone calls themselves a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim or a Buddhist or whatever doesn't mean that they're lacking intelligence. Um, there are some very sophisticated, deeply thinking, philosophically informed religious people or spiritual people, um, and they've arrived at their uh, religious belief or spiritual practice uh, because they've thought and felt um, compelled to do so for various reasons. Maybe not purely scientific reasons, but then life is more than science can. Life as a whole is more than science can really explain to us. And while I love to learn about science myself, whether it's physics, biology, psychology, um, at the same time, I recognize that it's sort of a means to an end. I mean, I want to know the truth, and so if experiments have been done and observations have been made, I want to take those into consideration. But they don't seem to provide the why, as you said, that you think that they do provide the why. Um, but let's say uh, science did provide the why, because plenty of scientists have stepped into, the role of the traditional role of the philosopher and written books, popular books, um, to describe whatever science it was as an answer to the why, to the meaning of life. Whether they were using cosmology to do it, or evolution to do it, or um, psychology to do it. This does happen sometimes, but as soon as science steps out of the realm of theory and experimentation and observation and so forth, and steps out of the how things happen and into the why, it becomes a religious thing. And I don't think religion is a bad word necessarily. It's not always the kind of fundamentalist, literalist uh, religion that I think you and most atheists and even myself are kind of annoyed by and frightened by. There are plenty of other forms of worship that are quite beautiful, I think. Um, and when a scientist takes their theories and tries to encompass life within their scope in whatever way, and account for meaning and purpose and everything like that, then that is a religion. And that's okay. But we have to recognize that human beings, even scientists, even if they reject Christianity and most other religions, when they attempt to explain why, are giving us a religious answer. Um, because it can't be proven. Um, it's an interpretation based on whatever deep feeling and emotional um, power that just wells up from within and compels human beings to want to know more than they can see, more than they can prove. But um, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to challenge you on this identification between unintelligence and religious belief or spiritual practice or what have you. I don't think that's quite fair.